Welcome to the Full Minded with Alyssa Bette podcast, where my mission is to normalize the human experience. I believe there's power in authenticity and building a community immersed in it. I plan on bringing you on an in-depth and transparent journey of my life through solo episodes. I will also be interviewing a range of individuals who are willing to share their unique stories. On this podcast, we will dive into topics such as mental health, heartbreak, loss, change, trauma, self-love, and every other topic that makes up the human experience. While I do my very best to provide you insight and knowledge on these subject matters, this podcast is not a substitute for professional help. I am not a licensed therapist. I am simply a human sharing my experiences with the intent to help people feel less alone. If you are suffering, please consult with a licensed professional. Thank you so much for tuning in and enjoy the episode. Hi guys, how is everyone doing? Welcome back. It's a bittersweet feeling today because this is the last episode of season 2, and then I will be taking a little break before coming back for season 3. So it's exciting. It's always nice to take a little bit of a break. I feel like I'm a very busy person, so sometimes having that space in between seasons really gets me flowing with my creative juices and really makes me feel refreshed and then recharged when I come back. And I have some really exciting things in store for season 3. I'm actually still debating what I'm going to share with you guys and what I'm not. Like, I want to give you some teasers, but I don't want to give it all away, you know? But season 3 is going to be lit, to say the least. And so today I was like, what am I going to talk about? And I was like, I think I'm just going to come on and talk about the evolution of the podcast and just me and where I'm at. Honestly, just thinking back to starting it, it was so much of what people were telling me to do. They were like, you should start a podcast. You know, I had been a guest on other people's podcasts and they were like, you know, you've got a voice for it. You like to talk. I do love to talk, as you know, if you've been with me this whole 2 seasons. Holy shit. Love to talk. And it was just something that I was always interested in. It was actually on my vision board about a year before I launched it. So that was kind of cool to look back on. I seen that the other day and I was like, damn, look at me go. But yeah, it's been a trip. It's been a ride. I remember the first episode. Oh my God, it took me so long to record it. Now I just like start wherever I'm at on my mini mic. I don't even really use my big daddy mic anymore. Like, honestly, it's just sitting in my office collecting dust. I think I'm going to sell it because I really like this travel mic because I prefer to record from bed. Like right now I'm on my heating pad in bed, just chilling. 7 a.m, the sun's starting to come up. I've been up since 3 because I'm a bit jet lagged. But yeah, I love just jumping on and, you know, telling you guys what's up. But yeah, so I remember overly planning the introduction episode. Like, I'm like, what do I share? What's too much? What's not enough? Because I wanted to obviously give a rundown of me, but not too much because I wanted to talk about my journey throughout the seasons to come. So remember that was the hardest episode to record. That was tough. And then also the domestic violence one that I did was really hard because I had a guest on and I knew a little bit about her story, but I didn't know it in full detail. So I heard it for the first time while we were recording it live. And I was a mess. Like, I remember having to mute my mic because I was bawling because I just felt so bad for this girl who was, you know, being abused by her fiance. And it was awful. So I feel like that was a really tough one. Even just getting used to having guests on, it made me nervous because I'm like, what if I fuck up? And then they're just like right there looking at me like, you big fuck up. Like, I just really overthought everything. And now it's a lot more chill. I will say in season 3, I definitely want to have more guests and do more interviews and things like that because that'll be good practice. But yeah, it used to make me nervous. I just want this to be a reminder for anyone wanting to start a podcast. It's not that deep, just start. People want to see the evolution. They want to see the process of it. So don't worry about having it all figured out and it looking perfect. I remember I was like, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing, what I'm going to talk about, what the fuck. And I remember my friend at the time said, people want to see the process of it. So it's cool to look back on too. It's kind of like a verbal diary of my journey in life. And I remember just feeling so nervous. I don't listen back to my podcast after my producers edited them and then sent them like out into the fucking digital space realm where they're uploaded to all the platforms. Like I won't listen to it again. I don't know why. I've listened to a couple, but I really don't like to, because I don't want to have it out there and then critique myself and be like, I should have said this, because like it is what it is and it's already out there. And the entire mission of the podcast is to normalize the human experience. So allow me to be human, girl. Like chill out. So I really don't ever listen to them again. I just say, all right, see it. Sometimes by the time we drop them, I'm like, what did I even talk about? I don't remember what I said. Oh, anyway, it's been a journey, and season 1 was cool. It was a lot of like firsts and new nerve-wracking experiences, I would say. But season 2 it's been cool because I do feel like I've gotten more authentic. Like I definitely was authentic in season 1, but I feel like I really dropped the barrier of being like structured in a perfect way. Like I would always have to have a topic in mind or some points. And now I'll just grab the mic and talk to you guys more naturally. Kind of like, you know, I've had people say it sounds like I'm on the call with like one of my best friends. And I love that. I want it to feel like that way. I want it to feel relatable, where you're just like, this is my girlfriend giving advice kind of thing. And for me, it's really helped eliminating the structure of it in season 2, because I've been able to just be like, I don't know what to talk about, but I'm going through a hard time. And also just allowing me to share my journey while going through struggles. That was something that I was never able to really do. I was always enduring it, and then after I would speak on it, which I think there's a lot of, you know, insight and reflection. Hindsight is 2020, of course, but I think it's important for you guys to understand, you know, and relate while I'm in the thick of it and while I'm going through things, and understand that like my life is not perfect. It's significantly better than it used to be, but it's certainly not perfect. And just bringing you guys on that journey was really vulnerable and cool. And season 2 it's been wild. It makes me emotional thinking back to everything that has happened in season 2, because it really has been life-changing. I have some really exciting news. I'm so excited to share with you guys. I'm moving to Bali, and I've been dying to tell you that for like literally since I got back from Bali. For those that don't know, this year I went to Bali for the first time in like March to June, and I fell in love with the island. It honestly just felt like home. I was like, oh my God, this is where I'm meant to be. Like, this just feels like what I'm supposed to be doing, where I'm supposed to be. The energy was beautiful. I fell in love. I truly, truly fell in love with the island, not anyone, just myself. And I'm going to move there in like, we're recording right now. It's be the end of right after Christmas in 2 months. I've known I was going to move to Bali since 2 weeks after I got back from that trip. I remember trying to settle back in North America and being like, nah, I can't do it. Like it felt too rigid. North America's always felt rigid to me because I'm very free spirited and I don't really like a lot of rules. And there's a lot of rules in North America. A lot of Western culture is like very rule based. I get it. It keeps us safe. You know, there's benefits to having rules. But for me, it always kind of felt like I didn't belong. When I first did a Southeast Asia trip a year ago, I remember feeling like this is more my vibe. This is more my speed. I like the connectivity and the community-based approach to life versus every man for himself and hustle, hustle, hustle. And, you know, I will hustle still and be working, but like it just more so aligned with me and my way of life and the quality of food and the warmth and just everything, you know? So I don't know if I've ever told you guys this, but when I went on my Southeast Asia trip last year, I actually wanted to move to Vietnam. I was like, I think I want to move here. Like at the time, it was all I had known until I went to Thailand. But I was like, I think I just need to be here. It didn't work out, you know, with my staff, and it didn't work out with like where I was in my life at that point. I was okay with it. Like one thing about me, I've really learned to not be too attached to anything. Like you just need to go with the flow. Life is a series of waves and you can't get attached to a wave because it's going to just, you know, it's going to roll over really quickly too. So I feel like growing up in an environment where it was really strict and really intense, and you just like stuck to all these plans and every minute was accounted for and you had to do this. I'm very much the opposite. And I like to just go with the flow and not get too attached to any plan, because whatever's meant to be is going to be. And sometimes we can make ourselves miserable by clinging on to an idea we had. I feel like the worst birthdays I've ever had are the ones where I planned it the most, but now I'm just like, we're going to see what happens. And then those end up being the best because you have no expectations and you're just able to go with the flow truly and not be disappointed if things change. So I came back and I was like, okay, it's not the right time. It's all good. And it wasn't the right time because I was never meant to move to Vietnam. And it was amazing once experiencing Bali. Like during the whole trip, I kept thinking, this would be pretty sick to live here. The cost of living is significantly cheaper. The sun is always fucking out, always. And yeah, it was just such a great place to network with people, right? So as the CEO of my company, even with the podcast, I'm like, this is such a great way to rub shoulders with people and connect with individuals and network my business, and my staff did such a great job taking care of Mindful while I was traveling that there was no hiccups, no issues. So I came back and kind of spoke with my team lead and I was like, listen, how do you feel about this? Like, I'm going to be basically the networker of the brand, going and meeting people and pitching to, wholesale to other companies while I'm traveling about, and you guys keep running the things here. We keep doing the events. Nothing changes as far as, operations here. I will just be in a different city. And they were stoked. My whole team was stoked. Honestly, they were like, we didn't even think you'd come back. Like, we just knew that it was so aligned for you to be there. And it's crazy because a lot of my followers said the same thing. Like when I announced that I was coming back to Canada after my trip, they were like, no, don't leave. We're manifesting you get a place there. Like it was such a remarkable experience. And I was just glowing and you could tell, and people would tell me that. And I'm like, was I? And then I look back at pictures. I'm like, damn, I really was. Like you could just tell I was so happy and so aligned. And the decision to move to Bali was just, it was so natural. I was like, of course. Let me figure it out one step at a time. And that's what I've been doing the last couple months, is just prepping for that and making sure I'm completely set up. And yeah, I've been really excited to tell you guys, which leads me to my next exciting piece, that season 3 will launch in Bali. I'm just going to tell y'all because I'm really excited. My goal with the podcast for season 3 is to do a lot more video. Every episode would be awesome, but I don't want to hold myself to a standard that may be unrealistic. Like what if I'm having a really bad mental health week? I don't want to be on camera, but I want to do a lot more video and I want to do a lot more guest interviews, and I would love to get into street interviews. That is the goal. Interviewing people all throughout Bali, all of the people that are traveling, expats from other countries. Like I want to ask the nitty-gritty, wholesome, intentional questions and see people's reactions. I'm so excited for that. That feels like something I need to be doing. Like I feel like I've got the personality for it, and I will just ask anyone anything, like no problem. So yeah, I'm really excited to announce it to you guys because that's also been in the works for a bit. So I don't have an exact date. I'm thinking, early-ish 2025. I want to get there with enough time to settle in and really like regulate myself and be like, hey, this is, home base now. And then of course, I've got lots of exciting things to work on. And the podcast I'm really excited for because I feel like now more than ever, I'm going to have more time and more like creative freedom to expand the podcast and pour more love into it. So I'm really, really excited for that because I do really enjoy it. I really love, how far we've come and reflecting back and connecting with all of you and, being a safe space for you and feeling like you have this friend or this relationship with me and you take advice. And it's just really beautiful and amazing. And we hit 12,000 downloads the other day, which is huge. And I'm really stoked about that. And that feels surreal for the first, I guess year and a bit. We're a year and a half in, I think. I never checked the statistics because I didn't want to let that be the reason why I did it. I didn't want to be discouraged if one didn't get as much or, so I didn't look at all. And then my producer messaged me a couple months ago saying we hit 10,000 downloads. And then since then I've gone in and looked at the stats and seen which, performed the best and what you guys love and what were the most popular. And yeah, it was cool to actually go in and see it. But 12,000 downloads is wild and something to be extremely proud of. So I just wanted to thank y'all from the bottom of my heart for tuning in, for sharing with your friends, for posting it on social media, for subscribing and for rating, giving 5 stars. Like all of those things matter so much to me and they help, get the word out, and you're literally helping normalize topics that need to be normalized. That's so powerful. Anything from mental health to trauma, relationships, breakups, things that are not spoken about in society that need to be talked about and need to be normalized. Y'all are helping that happen. Every time you share, every time you recommend, every time you respond, you interact, it's really helping. And I wouldn't be here without you guys, of course. It feels like such an honor. From somebody who grew up feeling like I didn't have a voice. It feels like such an honor, like something you can't even understand, to like have people look up to you and feel like you're a safe space for them, because that is everything I wanted growing up. So it feels really healing to be able to offer that to other people. I feel like it's healing the part of me that needed it while doing that for you guys. So it's a part of my soul, Full Minded, and my company Mindful Mode. They're pieces of me, and it's been such a learning experience and such an incredible journey, and so scary and so exciting and so fun. And I'm so excited for season 3. I'm excited for the evolution of each season. Like it feels really special to look back and be like, season 1 was a feeling and a mood. Season 2 as well. And each time we're improving and getting better and being more vulnerable. But season 3, I'm gassed for it. Like to do video it's going to be good for me. And I've always wanted to do video. I think a video is far more engaging. And then of course you have clips for social media that can go viral and you have, a higher chance of getting recognized. But I'm really critical of myself. And I feel like video is hard because I'm like, oh, I want to fix my hair. I want to do this. I just get distracted and then I'm losing the point. So I really wanted to give myself time to get comfortable on a mic, speaking, interviewing guests without video before I rolled out video, so I would feel more comfortable. And it's still going to be a challenge. It's still going to be like new, and I feel like it's going to be funny because I'm always just doing the most random shit in my videos. Like right now I'm just like laying in bed. It's pitch dark, kind of the sun's peeking through my blinds on a heating pad in like an oversized camouflage shirt. Like what? But I love that because that's normal and that's like life. So it will be cool, of course, to record in Bali, but it would be cool to find different locations to record in and have you guys really be immersed in my whole experience with me. Like that's the goal. And honestly, Bali is where I would love to call home, but I would love to just be nomadic for a while and just be traveling around, saving money on rent here in Vancouver, what's so expensive, and just using that to travel and expand my mind and my knowledge and my perspective and meet tons of people who are interested in the business and business in general and making those connections. It's going to be so powerful and so fun, especially when implementing the street interviews, because think of the people I might just randomly interview. You never know. You never know who's going to pop up. And yeah, I'm so looking forward to it. If there's any special requests you guys have for season 3, please feel free to share them with me. Like if you're like, I want you to talk about this, or I'd love if you did a video here, or I'd love if you did, an episode with this person, or asking locals something, like whatever it is you guys can think of, please feel free to reach out. I'm always happy to hear suggestions and hear what you guys want to see and hear. So holla at your girl. I feel like I want to leave it here because I feel like it's been a great little mini reflective episode of what has happened over the last year and a bit and what is to come. And I feel like if I keep talking, I'm going to give everything away. So I feel like this is enough to get y'all hooked and excited of what's to come. And I've been honestly like trying not to burst. Like genuinely, I've almost fucked up a few times in the episodes of being like, and then I'm going to, you know, but so it's nice that it's going to be finally out there and the world will know and I can speak about it. I'm going to post it on Instagram as well, probably the same day as this episode drops. And yeah, I'm so excited. Tell me what you think. Tell me how excited you are for me to move to Bali. Tell me, like, what are your thoughts? Did you know this was coming? Could you have predicted it? Are you so stoked? Because I'm so fucking stoked. I can't wait to tell everyone. I can't wait for this to come out. It's so fucking exciting and just feels so aligned, guys. Like, so many beautiful things happen when you are in alignment with yourself. And to be in alignment with yourself, you got to heal yourself. And I've spent years working on me and healing me. So to get to a place where life feels like a fairy tale is unbelievable. Stay far away from people who do not think having a fairy tale life is attainable, because it is. And this is coming from someone who I didn't even think I would make it this long in life. I thought I would kill myself by this time for sure. So it's just crazy to look back on, truly. I'm so grateful that I didn't give up. I'm so grateful I didn't give in, you know, and because life got better and life is beautiful and I have so much to live for every day. I get excited to wake up. That sounds like something somebody says in a cartoon, but I genuinely fucking feel it in my soul and believe it. And I totally believe it's attainable for you guys too. Like, I feel like where I started in life with my toxic family and the pain I endured to a decade of addiction issues. Now we're going to be celebrating 3 years sobriety coming up soon. And I'm moving to fucking Bali. You know, I've got a mental health brand that's doing amazing and changing the lives of people. I've got a podcast where I can just be myself and have people fuck with me because of me being who I actually am. Like, that is such an honor that I don't take lightly. And I'm so excited to give you guys even more in season 3, truly. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart for supporting me, supporting this podcast, supporting my brand, supporting everything I do and put out. Like, I there's not enough words to express the gratitude, but just know it's been changing my life. And I hope to do the same for your lives, those that listen. And I promise to bring you the best of the best for season 3. Until next time, guys, take care of yourselves. Thank you for tuning in to today's episode. I loved having you. If you wish to support this podcast, please follow us so you never miss an episode. You can also find us on social media at Full Minded Podcast. Please visit our website at www.fullmindedpodcast.com to submit all your questions. If you wish to be a guest on this podcast, please fill out the form on our website to apply. Your continued support means the world, so thank you again for taking the time out of your day to tune into Full Minded with Alyssa Bette. Until next time, be kind to yourselves and remember that there is power in owning our imperfect and messy lives. It's all a part of the human experience, and you're not alone in it.